Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
My name is Nithya Mahajayananda, or Mahajaya for short.
And I am Nithya Kartrananda.
And actually, we are going to be here talking about how we cannot be violated because we are beyond any mind, any body, and any emotions. But before we go into more of that, let's say the Guru Vandanam and invoke Swamiji. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Yanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Shadisham Tadvamasyadi Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So today Swamiji gave a beautiful satsang on how we are beyond mind, body, and our emotions, and how that anything that we feel as violation cannot actually violate us. And it may sound confusing coming from me right now, but I just want to clarify a little bit. So Swamiji says that we are consciousness itself, and that because we are consciousness, nothing can ever violate us, and that is the law of the universe. However, whenever we feel a violation, know very clearly that the act is not what is making us feel violation. The what is actually making us feel the violation is the mind, or it's our emotions, or it's the body that is making us feel all these violations. For example, if someone calls you names, such as they call you, let's say, fat ass, or it's stupid, or an idiot, it's how you take it in. You can. Some people, it won't affect them at all, but some people get really frustrated and angry when they're called such names. And so why these different scenarios? Why do two people that are called the same thing react in two different ways? And so when there is a difference in reaction, that's when you know that this is something that is like a fraud. It's not something real. And if it actually hurts you, then you have to know that, okay, this is not me that is being affected. This is my mind, or this is my body, or this is my emotions being affected. Ma Katra, what do you think about this?
No, I absolutely agree, Ma. I mean, my example of that would be, for instance, at work one day I was being told by my supervisor that I wasn't performing up to par, that I needed to do more, that I was being lazy, I was being slow, and that was that person's. And at first I started to get a little bit upset, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, I am not that, and not only that, but it wasn't correct. I actually was performing up to par, but I just saw that as that person's opinion, and I thought, that really can't touch me, because that's not who I am. I'm an extension of Swamiji, and nothing can touch me. I mean, that it didn't register, and it was so interesting, Mom, because there was such a lightness when I actually really had that click that, that I wasn't the body, that I wasn't the work, I wasn't my performance. I am actually pure consciousness, and anyone can say whatever they want about me, but it doesn't affect the fact that I'm consciousness.
Yes, and actually, I wish I knew Swamiji when I was younger, especially during my awkward years, aka middle school and high school years. And there was definitely, especially actually more so like elementary school, because actually, yeah, more. I actually wish that I knew Swamiji more so on my elementary school, because that's actually the years that I was bullied and called names. I was just ostracized from the other kids, and it was not a good feeling. And like, middle school and high school was not like that at all, and neither was college. It was actually in elementary school that like all the bullying happened to me. And so I wish I had known Swamiji then, like, so to imbibe his teachings, because the thing was, when I was in elementary school, I was like the new kid, and for some weird reason, it was like, okay, let's just pick on this girl because she's new. And
That's how kids are.
and it was very, like, I throughout those years I felt very violated. I was being called names, like, people tried to hit me, like, kick me, yeah. And I like fought back like how I could, and that was like to tell the teachers, tell my parents, let everyone know like what I was going through, even though that was really hard for me first to do, because it was like really embarrassing to tell my parents, oh, I'm like getting picked on and stuff. So but I did do that, and during those years, like, it didn't feel good. It actually, oh, I was so happy graduating elementary school. Like, I saw my classmates and they were crying, and I was just like, hallelujah, thank God, to get rid of, like, to just get out of this elementary school. And this was like the second elementary school that I went to. Like, the first elementary school, it was okay, it was great, like, I had no problems, but we had moved at that time, and I was new to everything. I was new to this neighborhood, and like the kids, they were just really, really mean.
Yeah, kids can be that, yeah, brutal actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And actually, when I went to middle school and high school, like, everything, like, that situation never happened again. I was never bullied again, but it really made me sensitive to other people. And I would never be like mean to someone on purpose. Sure, like teasing someone is, I always tease someone, and Makatra is, she's definitely had me teasing her before, right, Makatra?
Yeah.
But it's nothing something like mean that I would like purposely say to hurt someone's feeling. Like, saying mean things and teasing is completely different things. Makes people feel completely different ways.
Yeah, and just to be clear, Ma Mahajaya was speaking about people trying to conduct acts of violence against her. To be clear, we're not saying that violence is okay.
Yeah,
Violence
absolutely.
is never okay. If it's ever coming to that, to someone out there, you do like Ma Mahajaya and you go to your teacher, that's fighting back. Going to your teacher or going to your parent.
How do you apply this into your life? Because it's easy for us to say, you are that, and which is super consciousness, and you can never get violated. But how do you apply it so that when you're in a situation or when you're in an event where you feel highly violated, let's say like someone is calling you names, someone is mocking you, someone is trying to, like, be all up in your face, how in those situations do you apply this so that you don't get like shaken, and or you don't get violated? Now, the first thing actually is to have a absolutely strong inner image of yourself. You have to have an unshakable inner image of yourself. No doubt about what you like, what you don't like, who you are, what you like to do. Like, you have to know all the answers to these questions first. And actually, like, for example, you like to be non-violated, to be absolutely pure consciousness itself. You don't get shaken either by flattery or insults. And not only flattery, but compliments is what I mean. Someone can give you the most sincerest compliment, but if you, like, are not, I shouldn't say shaken, but if you are like, if you're like, oh wow, thank you so much, or you're affected by it, not to say, oh, you should say thank you, absolutely, be polite, But if you're affected by that compliment, then that's not being unshakable. For example, let me give you an example. So let's say you wear all black at one time, at one point, and a friend of yours that you really respect says, "Oh my God, I love it when you wear black. It looks so good and good on you. It's the best color that suits you." And then you start wearing all black because you're like, "Oh my God, I look the best in this color." But it wasn't because you thought it was the best color on you. It was because someone else gave you that compliment, and so you imbibe that, and it basically you're doing it from someone else's opinion. So that is what I mean when you don't get affected by either compliments or insults. And and especially when you're in that situation of um, animosity, when you have that strong inner core, when you have that strong inner image of yourself, no matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone does, you cannot be shaken, you cannot falter. And I've had this happen to me where some people have said mean things to me now. Before, when I was in elementary school, it was a whole different story. I was very insecure because I was like, why can't I get any friends? All I want is just a genuine friend. And so, but now, if someone says something to me, something mean, something nasty, I just laugh it off because it's just like, oh God, that's not who I am. And it's just so funny to me when people say nasty things, mean things to me, because it's like, but that's not me, and I promise you'll definitely confuse the other person, when you laugh in their faces in a genuine kind of way. It's not like you're irritated and you laugh, like you literally just laugh because it's so hilarious that the other person is calling you such things. And I also want to say something about the elementary phase of my life, is that it was really bad, but it actually made me who I am today. Because of it, I'm the most sincere, most authentic person that I could be, because I never wanted to be a person that would say something and mean another thing, or say something to your face and say something else behind your back. I have no problem saying things to people in front of their faces, and in the most nicest way,
Of course.
yeah, in the most nicest, because, and also for me, I would rather know that you don't like me than to have you pretend that you like me and then just backstab. So it's just like, I just like authentic people. And so what I do is I try to be the most authentic myself, so that I attract those types of people in my life, instead of the two-faced people that are that are there, that society is like, oh, you have to be nice, or you have to to be nice to not hurt their feelings. So but it's really not nice. It's actually just being two-faced.
Yeah.
So, Makacho, do you have any words about the violation, or how someone can imbibe these teachings? Because there are lots of people out there who who go through certain events, certain situations where they feel anger, or they feel what was done to them was wrong.
Well, I think the number one thing, as you said, Mama Hajea, is it's important to know who you are, and to have that center. And when you are centered like that, and you know who you really are in your being, it makes it all so much easier, because then one is able to do as you do when someone, it's like, who are they talking about when you're laughing when someone starts saying things about you, because you won't even relate to what it is that they're saying. And for instance, in my situation with the job earlier, when someone was describing my performance, in the moment, because I'm so used to being my not my being, but my identity being tied to my work performance. But it was good. I was so glad that happened, because it really enabled me. It gave me the opportunity to experience that, to truly experience that click of, hey, wait a minute, that's not me. This person is totally wrong. And actually, even if that is me right now, it doesn't matter because that's not really who I am. I'm just consciousness. And if this is how it's playing out right now, this is how it's playing out. But at the core of my being, this is not me. So I think it's important, as you said, to take the time to reflect and know who you are. Don't be blown this way and that way by people's whims and people's compliments and, your friends today, one day, your friend tomorrow not, and go back and forth. Know who you are. That's important. Know who you are.
Yeah, and also, Swamiji talks about, not that you cannot be violated, because when we feel like we're violated, like one small act of feeling like we're violated, and usually these feelings of violation actually come from very small acts that your body, that your mind and your emotions play on you. So actually the real violators are your body, mind, and emotions. But when they do that, when they have this small, this small incidents that comes through, through your body, mind, and emotion, it actually creates the victim mentality in you. And once you're a victim, then then it just lenses go in front of your consciousness, and everything that you do is like, oh my god, that's not fair, like how come this happened to him but this is happening to me. And I definitely went through, I'm definitely saying this because I've actually went through something like that before. I've definitely had like a victim mentality, thinking like the world was unfair. How come like things happen to other people but things never happened to me, and how come I never got anything that other people got so easily, until I did like some heavy completion, especially under the banyan tree. And I just got this click actually, when I did the completion. The reason that I felt like I was a victim was that I never felt like I was powerful enough to create my own reality, and the only reason that I felt I didn't feel powerful was because I felt like I was powerless, and the powerless side of me always came up when I felt like I was wrong. So that's why I always try to make myself right. In everything, in every situation, I tried to make myself right because that made me feel powerful. Being right made me feel powerful when I was like, oh my god, but that's not who I am. And then I just woke up to that reality. Basically, I created this weird identity of where if I was right, then I was powerful, but it didn't have to be that way. And that's actually where the victim mentality kept getting fed, because if I see someone like whispering mean things about me or saying mean things about me, like that voice in my head be like, oh, did you see that? Like, did you see that? She's calling you names. I was right about her. See. So it created like this vicious cycle of I only felt, or like the identity that I created only felt powerful when I was right about something. So when I found that out, I was like, oh my god, the reason I felt like I always had to be right was because I felt powerful, and I didn't feel powerful if I wasn't right. But then I woke up to the fact that, hey, listen, Swamiji's been saying that you are Sadashiva. So if you're Sadashiva, it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong, you're always in the state of powerfulness. And then I just got the click, I completed, and that was actually one of the completions that I did on my path to Sadashivoham 2016. And I got in, I actually went to Sadashivoham 2016. I don't know how that happened, and because my parents had given me the money to go there, but I had asked for 3 months, and suddenly one day they just actually called me up and they said, okay, we'll pay for you. It was really nice. It was really sweet.
Nice.
So and then but it really starts with completion, definitely, and then somehow the cosmos showers. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So basically it, that feeling of violation creates a victim mentality that, you never know unless someone points it out to you. And like the someone for us was Swamiji. And so that's why, it's so important to work on your inner image, your strength, your unshakability of who you are. And also completion, completion, like why you feel powerless, why you feel powerful, why this, why that. Always pure question yourself and ask yourself, why do I do this, or how can I have done this better in this situation. That's all completion. Just asking yourself, pure questioning. What do you think, Ma? Is there any other things that you want to add?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. But yes, I agree with you. Always questioning, the pure questioning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just knowing that you're that powerful being, that you are Sadashiva. You have that same space that Swamiji has. Same quality, just a little bit different quantity for now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You are the same as the cosmos. You're the same as the cosmos, except in quantity. So you're qualitatively the same, but quantitatively you're a little bit different. But that just means that anything cosmos can do, you can do.
Exactly.
So thank you so much. And if you have any questions or comments, please write them below. I will be happy to answer you. And if you want to know more about our monastic lifestyle, taking sannyas, or even living around our guru, our spiritual guru Swamiji, we'll love to talk to you about that. If you have any questions about inner awakening or Mahasadashivaham, write those below too. We'll love to reach out to you. And if you want to learn more about Swamiji, if you're new to him, there's going to be a link up here, and it's going to take you to Swamiji's YouTube channel, so you could hear him talk. Like, him talking is super interesting. So thank you so much, and we're actually going to be ending with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sadguru Paduka Panamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Nithyanandam.